Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is reality. What you doing, child? I'm just gonna get right on into it. No pussyfoot, right? So this is gonna be my Love and Marriage Huntsville season 9, episode 9, open house, closed house review, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little tea in here. Okay, so we're gonna do the tea first. Martell. Martell done lost his mind, y'all. Okay. He won't leave Tisha from his co-star Tisha Scott alone. Every time I turn, when I tell y'all this show is the gift that keeps on giving, I told y'all that. So I'm over there minding my own business, as I do. You know, I'm scrolling through Instagram. And I'm not following Martell. I don't know how in the hell his stuff came. I try not to follow too many people I don't like, even though you get the tea. So it must have been somebody that I follow that follows him. But anyway, the word on the street is that he found a fisherman that done laid over Tisha. Big back beast in the back of the beard. So he said in the video, well, on the caption, you know, my friend, is he the one who caused the pregnancy scare? You know, I think that was like, you know, back in the day, you know, when we was following the seasons as they came. So I want to say that was, okay, this is season 9 allegedly, but really season 7B. And that's what I call it. So season 6, 6A, 6B will be the one before that. So I'm going to say that was probably like season 5B when they went to Houston. So around this time, Tisha had a pregnancy scare. And baby, when I tell you I was windmilling like hell for Letitia. And on my videos, you can go back and watch those videos around that time. I had just started my YouTube channel around that time. And I was windmilling for her because all these people like saying she was a 304. I was like, no. I believe he's cheated on her. But I don't believe she has cheated on him. Now I got the question mark. Shout out to Nick Young over there on the GIFs. Right? Because I was like, we are aware. And then with Letitia, because you know Marcel laid up in the bed. I'm gonna have to have blood here, you know, because you know he don't have the top row of teeth, or they vanishing top row. He was talking about how he would need a blood test. And I'm like, why would he need a blood test? He could trust his wife. But then he did say she would get back Tisha. Now, maybe that was sarcasm with a little truth to it, if you know what I mean. Because as it has come out, allegedly, now remember everything was alleged in my opinion, Martell was saying that, you know, Marceau had went behind him with some bitches. And that Tisha got caught laid up in the Buick, and he was watching. Now he has added an innocent bystander. Everybody catching strays from Martell Holt. Did he get that man permission to out him? Well, anyway, the point is they went on a fishing trip. And they went to Houston. Tisha had a pregnancy scare when they were in Houston. And like I said, I was windmilling because I know that out of all with the males, their prevention of pregnancy, like condom and all that, is more likely to be faulty than ours. Say, for example, if a woman gets a tubal ligation, we are less likely to have an unexpected pregnancy than a man who has a vasectomy or wears a condom. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was windmilling for her. But now, child, Martell is letting the cats out the bag, and he is doing it with a vengeance. And I don't know why. I don't know why Letitia is caught up in his. Oh, that's right. She did call him gay, didn't she? or bisexual. You say like the boys. Well, Tisha. Melody again. I'm gonna do the I told you so moment. Melody tried to tell y'all how that man was when he get mad at people. And see, the thing about it is you protected him for so long you didn't even know how to be partial to him all during his rampage against Melody. And now you're seeing what she saw all along. And I hope she got the popcorn out. Melody, you got the popcorn out? Because that's what I would be doing. I just had a popcorn out, sitting back and watching this travesty as it unfolds. Now, also, with the tee, I was around there minding my own business. I was innocently watching MILLICHU'N's interview with Ken. I'm not going to go into great detail about this interview. All I know is what I suspected all along, allegedly, is that TRICIA laid up with MARTELL Hotel in that lady house. And Ken has confirmed it. That damn. I'm calling him Ken. Excuse me. If I said Ken at the beginning of this, strike that. Marquez had it. Well, Ken had an interview with MILLICHU'n too. MILLICHU'n getting out of Huntsville tea, baby. But anyway, Ken, shout out to her, by the way. Not Ken, Marquez, the husband, not the boyfriend, said that, and he said it just as plain as I am talking to you. Martell and Trish were ducking. Put an F in front of it. He said it just like that. They were ducking in that lady house. They were ducking before Melody and Martell got divorced. They were ducking. And you know, I said it in a previous video. I said, wait a minute. I figured it out. So all the time when Martell was talking about his gym was open, he kept saying he was going to the gym. And I said everything was closed. But legs was open. I just thought they were Aaron's legs. But apparently they were Trisha's child. Now, I even said that Trish could have followed along with Martell's lead. If he acted like he had met her and didn't know her, that's what he should have done. No, she had to get all on her fifis about him not acknowledging her. And things went downhill from there. Now, a lot of people believe this was a scheme and a plot set up by Stormy to bring us bullshit. I wouldn't put it past it at this point. I wouldn't put anything past these people at this point, the way things are going. The only innocent bystander in all of this, to me, for the most part, is Melody. Everything that she has accused Martell of is coming to fruition. Everything that she has accused Tisha of is coming to fruition. Tisha tried to diss her parenting. She tried to say that, went along with her mother and saying that the sugar mama possibly wasn't Martell. They let Martell shoot along with all those narratives and never said once that they doubted him, because they knew that if they didn't follow along, that he would be spraying them like water. And now it don't matter, because he's spraying them anyway. They had one big blow up and Martell went to hell. Then you have Tasha K. Tasha K is in the mix. Tasha K done went around there and said that Martell looked like a fool in that interview. And he did. Martell don't want that smoke, Tasha. As a matter of fact, he probably wants to keep a good friendship or a business ship, I would say. I wouldn't say friendship, because Tasha ain't when I tell you that lady ain't nobody friend, I'm not even sure she's a wife to her husband. Because she'll backstab anybody, in my opinion, for $1. Because $1 make her hot. Okay? And that's what it is, in my opinion. I said, fuck I said. She don't scare me. What the fuck can she do to me? Nothing. Just like I can't do anything to her. Point is, she spread him about the interview. You know, she was supposed to get the interview. Ariane wanted to share rights to the interview. She was like, no bueno. She showed text messages of their conversations about bringing the extra side piece of corn on the cob to the forefront, but back to Ken. So this is all tied into the affairs and what's not. And you know what? It's when I tell you that I believe Marquez, and Marquez is right, and because I was like from the beginning, I was like the timeline is not timelining because I feel like 100%, and this is my opinion, that Hotel was messing with Tricia while she was with Ken. It is impossible, according to Marquez's timeline, and I believe his timeline over everybody else's, like I've already said, that Ken was not in the picture when she was training. And do you hear me say it in the air quote, training Hotel? You training his ass all right. Training him how to toot it up, toot it up. And training her legs how to spread them wide, spread them wide. That's the training they were doing. They probably got in a couple of workouts. Well, then again, X is a workout, ain't it? So yeah, baby. Trish, you something else, girl. You something else. Marquez says he has a woman now. And she's well known and out here in these Atlanta streets. Marquez said that Ken over there shooting blanks. Now, he said that on the show, but he tried to confirm it down to this interview. And MILLICHU'Ns like, come on, dude, you're going to have to start saying allegedly to cover you. He's shooting blanks. Don't you think, and he used logic, don't you think if that man could have kids, that he wouldn't be calling my kids his kids, but yet still at the same time contradicting himself, saying he don't want any kids? Well, I guess Marquez is like, you young fella, have your own kids. Marquez, what have I told y'all about Muscle Bound Men? If you follow my channel, then you know how I feel about Muscle Bound Men. A lot of times, the ping turns into a muscle. And when it's hard for them shooters to, shoot out like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from. You have all that muscle. Everything else gets smaller. Your veins constrict. The whole nine. That's why you have to make a choice. Do you want to be a muscle man, or do you want to be able to perform? And so you have some muscles and tendons behind those penises. Okay? I'm just saying. And that makes it harder for the shooters to shoot and land on eggplant. Especially not eggplant, because y'all use eggplant, but you should use a cucumber, which is what I use. Plant to implant in the egg, should I say. When you lift weights and when you use the medication that starts with the S. Not saying he used the medication that starts with the S. I'm just like, possibly it can cause sterility. Okay? Marquez broke down the timeline and he was sending MILLICHU'Ns all kinds of text messages and inboxes for proof of things. He said he even inboxed Dirty Braces, aka Ariane, slap on now like corn on the car, and asked her was she single. She left him on red. He said he wasn't really serious about getting with her. He asked her was she single But what his point was to let him know that you are a single woman having an affair with a man who's having an affair. But you can't tell Aaron nothing. Now let's get on into this recap. So the episode with Trish. And she's saying that, MAQUEZ made a damn fool of himself. And then she's like, she ready to sign the papers. But is she ready to get married? That lady was off up in that confession. And she said, yes, I'm ready to divorce MAQUEZ. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to get married to Ken because of what MAQUEZ did. Girl, I understand how you feel, but that man don't understand how you feel. Ken is really putting the pressure on to get married. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he think he's lonely now or what the problem is. But I don't believe they've been dating for no 2.5 years. Like I said, I believe everything got popped off when she joined the gym and made everything happen, which was like 2018, 2017, 2018. Okay. She also says that she wants to start her own training business. Trish, she's been an engineer. She loves what she did, but now it's time to move on. I'm with Trish and what she right, but at the same time, you got to be in this for the right reasons, I think, and the reason why she does not. I think that's great. I mean, she wants to do something on her own. She don't want to be dependent on a man again, because according to her, MAQUEZ don't give her anything. But MAQUEZ said he was an engineer too, child. I can't make this stuff up now. So, then there's that. Move right along. So, we get to Motel Hotel. As nasty and as many nasty things as Motel Hotel has done, he don't want people to have their shoes on in his house. All the jizz and all the women and all the vaginal juices that's strolling around up in that house. Your feet the problem. I can't make this stuff up. So Moon Pie is over there. Marshmallow Moon Pie. Little Debbie Snack Cake is over there visiting with him. And he's like, well, I know the type of relationship that you and Marcel had. Y'all have a blow up and you don't get it quite right. Scoped means something. And here he is with the Martin Luther King of it all. Scoped means something. Plymouth Rock didn't land on Scope. Scope landed on Plymouth Rock. My man. We have got to come together because the main enemy of this show is Melody Bitter Rogers. It is Melody. She has caused everything ever since y'all broke up. It's all her fault. She is going around telling the people that I had a DUI, which I really did, but I don't want people to know, even though it was on the news and everybody saw my moon pie marshmallow face up on the TV. But it's Melody. She was driving the car for me. It's all her fault. She talked to the police and everything. I wasn't even there. It's all Melody Rogers' fault. I'm telling you, we would all be friends if it wasn't for that bitter heifer. Moving right along. But that's the way he was acting. He bitched up so bad. Acting like everything would be Shangri-La if it wasn't for Mel and her fans. Melody got famous off of her pain. The pain that Martell caused. By the way, Martell is my guy. Martell threw you a stray boo. He said that the concubine said that the 304 said that she had a damn booty and her cootie and one in her mouth. Ooh. Now, allegedly, the one in her mouth was yours, marshmallow moon pie. The one in her vag was, Marceau, missing top row. But I added the one in her booty. And I think that one belonged to Motel Hotel, Holiday Inn. If you want to get with me, we can call a friend. I'm just saying. Moving right along. So we go to Kimmy and Tight Teeth Trish. Tight Teeth was in there and she was telling her, I got a plan. I think I want to open my own business. I've been an engineer for so long. I think it's time for me to open my own business. And Kimmy says, well, we having a conversation. And I was wondering, what kind of business plan do you have in place? Do you have capital? You gonna have some long nights. You have some long nights where you're not gonna get paid. You don't have to be doing things on your own. But let me be encouraged. Let me be the one to encourage you to go ahead and do whatever it is you have to do. So, see, here goes Melody being brought up in the mess. I actually, now mind you, she's supposed to be encouraging her on how to open a business. No, we got to talk about me. Let's do it. Well, I actually had a conversation about Melody and the whole issue with her accusing Marcel with the lipstick. So I told her in our conversation that if you felt like you saw lipstick, you could have came to me with that. Or did you have some type of proof? And so I told that help off. I got her off me. Did you get her off for you? I added my own judge. She didn't say all that, but that's what she was implying. It's my opinion. Shout out to Tamara Judge. So she said, I never heard about this thing with the lipstick. And then Mel like, it's everywhere. And she said, oh, that's some of your Facebook groups. And then there is Trish with her eyes rolled back in the back of her head, looking like a small, chewed up demon. That's what she looked like. So Tight Teeth talks about how much she loves Kimmy because Kimmy gonna get you straight. She gonna hold everybody accountable, including Mel. Well, you know Martell is having a conversation. And he says he's having an open house. Are you coming? Well, you know, since I said all that Martell thing and all that stuff that happened between us, I don't think I'm gonna come. I don't think it'll be appropriate if I come. But you know how I really met Motel Hotel, right? It was a setup and a scheme to come to me with the bullshit from my cousin over there, Chris. Now, mind you, like I keep saying Ken, Marquez said, you don't know all your cousins because she is a huge family. According to him, her mom had 12 other siblings. So it's 13 of them. And then the daddy had 8 siblings and it was 9 of them. So it's probably cousins everywhere that you don't know. But just let me give you some education. Old girl. What's your name? Tight T Trish. Why do you say my mama cousin? If your mama is your biological mama, then Chris is your cousin too. Even if you were adopted, legally, Chris would be your cousin too. So, is she okay? A lot of people think she's slow and awkward, but she's just awkward. My oldest daughter is awkward. Smart as a whip on paper. I'm gonna leave it. I ain't talking about my baby. I'm talking about Trish. I just had to give an example so you could see the commonality and that I'm not insulting that lady. Well, I mean, her pre-K teacher told me the same thing. I can depend on your baby to do everything she's supposed to do in here in class. She answers questions, she participates, she cleans up her little work area. But that common sense factor has escaped her. And I mean, I left out of there that day. I was so hot. I was mad at that lady. I was like, "Whoa, that lady talking about my baby ain't got no common sense." And then I was like, I had to replay her little small life at that time. She was only 4. And how she reacts to things and how she did things around the house. And I was like, well, maybe she could have found a different way to say it, but I think she right about it. I'm just saying. Just let me tell you how next is the therapy session. Let me just paint you a picture of this therapy session. In my mind, maybe he wanted to get on camera that he was having therapy. Mind you, again, he's barefoot. Child, I hope he have all the best essential oils in the world, because we do know his feet allegedly smell like corn chips because he don't wear socks with those loafers. Okay? That's neither here nor there. Let me set up this thing. So she comes in and she's like, well, my office is having a party, so I wanted to come to you humbly. But the thing of it is, Motel Hotel don't have any respect for women. He don't like women. He don't think women are as smart as he is. Very, very, very misogynistic. Okay? However, he does have one thing that he could put over on this woman that he couldn't do with Dr. Friend. And that is, he can charm her out of her drawers. And I'm surprised he hadn't already done that literally and figuratively. Nobody that he deals with, have you noticed it? Let's go down the line. On a professional side of things, are able to pick up their clothes and leave them on once he starts talking to them. Right? He got that Kappa spear. Okay? So they think they can talk to anybody at that G-Ross. Trisha, Melnika, Destiny, allegedly. He keeps women around him to manipulate. Okay? He even has manipulated Ariane in this way. So, that lady right there, watch yourself before you wreck yourself. Because I'm telling you, if he hadn't already done it, he gonna get up under that lady clothes. Because she gonna start feeling all these emotions for what he's going through. If I had a session with him, I'd be like, nope. No. One of my good friends is like him. Right? Keeps a gaggle of women around in professional settings in order to charm them. See, because he couldn't charm Dr. France. Oh, I miss Dr. France. So, the charming side of him makes you lose all of your abilities to go past the bullshit and get to the root of his problem, which is he's a flaming ass narcissist, in my opinion. But you can't give him that once he charms you out your drawers. Okay? Did I name everybody that I was supposed to name? He even did it to his own wife. He manipulated her into marriage. Young 22-year-old hot thing. He probably saw that GPA. She's an AKA. He's the football captain or whatever. My understanding, he had already graduated when he went round back there over to the ATM. ATM. AM. What is A&E? I get them mixed up. I don't know if it's Alabama State or Alabama. I think it's A&M. Went round there over there. That's the one in Huntsville. I think Alabama State is in Birmingham. But hey, mixed up. You know what I'm saying. Over here down to the Mississippi, we got Jackson State, Mississippi Valley State, and Alcorn State. No, none of those match. Jackson State ain't even called Mississippi State. Mississippi State is a little PWI. Okay? So no confusion. We didn't name our schools after them. After the name of the state. Okay? So anyway, it's neither here nor there. Point is, he went around there, gathered up his loafers and his frat brothers, and went around there and harassed that young, nice, tender freshman. Right? Charmed her. Said what kind of life they could build. And turned her into a wife. She has and had everything that he built in his mind that a wife is supposed to be. That's why he has a married area. And when he said, and I know I'm not the only content creator that noticed that, but when that man said that he got to let some things go that are toxic to his life, he could have been talking about Marceau. He could have been talking about Maurice. He could have even been talking about the core six altogether. But my mind and how my psychology mind works is that he was talking about Arian Curry, slop on the knob, like corn on the cob. Curry. My opinion. Because he says he gets a grip on things, and once his hooks are set into those things, he has a hard time letting them go. And that is because I've already told you that he's an incubus and Arian is a succubus. Okay? And that actual energy between those two, it actually has an unhealthy, in my psychology opinion, it has an unhealthy balance that is, well, it's not a balance, but you know, what's the word I'm looking for? An alignment that has caused them to have a negative and a positive charge. And when a negative and a positive charge comes together, it makes electricity. And that is what's bounding them together. It's almost sick. Because if they're not able to one day let go of this unhealthy sexual energy between the two of them, it's going to, I think it may end up causing one of them to lose out on a big part of what's important in their life. And they have no chemistry. Okay? Outside in their clothes, in those videos that I've seen them in, no chemistry. Right? But if they lay down with each other, it's over. Now Melody is a Scorpio. Okay? He had the same actual energy with her as well. That's why he didn't want to let her go. He wanted both of them. But the difference between he and Mel is that Mel recognized that it was also unhealthy. Okay? And he's beginning to see that it's unhealthy, but he has no way of mentally breaking ties with Arian. And that's my opinion on things. Moving right along.
You elevating your vision for.
So everything is blaming on Mel again. as this show does, and so is Motel Hotel's problem. He didn't go out and cheat. He didn't, make Miles Morales, aka Maverick, aka Knox. He didn't do any of that. He just was a good guy. Shout out to Kimmy. And all of this show's problem, it starts with Melody and her fans. Because, we think that Melody is a god. Well, she is. And so are we. We are all gods. Made in the perfect image of the Creator. Boy, I tell y'all, don't read your Bibles like you think you do. And that's the one thing you should take literally. You take everything else literally. And it's really allegory and metaphors. But that right there, that part right there is reality. But that part is what you don't take literally. And it seems that men only possess the ability to be the equivalent to the God that has been sold to us as a man. When if you really look at it, if God is a spirit, he is whatever you are. You are a woman. He made divine feminine energy as well. Now, I ain't never heard nobody say that male energy was divine. But neither you know this. I done went too deep for y'all. Y'all ain't ready for that. Let's go to the next thing. What's so sad for me, and this is legitimately the way that I feel about Arian. What's so sad to me is that her youth has been robbed from her. And this man gets on national TV every chance he gets. Maybe that's why you want to be on the show. Maybe you want to stop telling him maybe you could stop him from, telling the world how much he loves Melody. Maybe if you're around, he won't say it. Just like he didn't say that he messed with Chantel. With deep down in my soul, in my opinion, I believe he was on the butt end. Missing Top Row was on the front end. And Marshmallow Cheese Puff was on the front end, in the mouth. And that might be why her belly looked like that. Not a busted can of biscuits. 4 flat tires. Y'all got it confused. Plus she on that black too. That's near. Let's keep going. Psychology lady. Don't let that man sleep with you. And by not letting stuff go, she says, you're not focusing on letting your children's relationship develop. I can see that. Because he's stuck. Now, part of this is Marlene's fault. Don't get it twisted. She coddled him. Now, what I could say is, as a psychology major, former social worker who handled all kind of family, shout out to me for handling all kind of family meetings. For me handling all kind of family meetings, what I would say is that it would probably be good. Melody, I'm sorry. But we need to get this man to a self-actualized individual, okay? And what we need to do, forgive me, Melody, and you might have to sit on one end of the table, and he may have to sit on the other. You're going to have to go to one of his sessions with him in order for him to get right. And this is not for you. And Lord knows this is not right for him. This is what's going to be right for the 4-piece nuggets plus the extra. Like I had to throw in a little joke there. But literally. Because he's stuck, y'all. He's stuck in infancy. He's stuck in a marriage that is dissolved. And he's stuck in this incubus, succubus relationship. Oh my goodness. I might even have to say that. Oh, forgive me. But I might have to even say Arian needs to be there. because she's also codependent on him, and it's sick, y'all. It is sick. It's sick to watch. I hate to see a young woman be who she is at this point. I do. I really do. And that's legit. I mean, that's legit coming from my heart. And so, I mean, I'm not, and I'm a big jokester, but that right there, that's how I feel about this situation. I'm a woman, okay, and I feel things for women, even when they do the most horrible thing. My allegiance is to the woman, and I think that's a lot of what Mel was trying to do when she and Arian would have conversations. But I think Arian is so stuck and has the horse blinders on. I don't even think she can see past her own ass to understand that that's what Mel was trying to do. She's like, look, you can have the man. Don't mistreat my children when they're with you. Don't try to be funny with my kids when they're with you. Stop letting your children, Miles and Patty, gay Patty, oh Patty, gay Patty. I'm not calling the child gay. That's what they say. You know, the Paris is gay. But I'm just saying, with all that said, you have to get to the point where you also have to be a actualized individual for your children. You have 2 children, 2 different dads. Nothing's wrong with that. I don't judge, okay? Because sometimes I would have, in my caseload, sometimes I would have like 10 people in the caseload, and not only the women, okay? We got to stop shaming women for having children with, different dads. Because, relationships fall apart, relationships break apart. You move on. You may have children with the next person, just as men do. But they don't get it like we do. But sometimes I would have a caseload of 7. And only 2 of the children out of the 7 had the same father. I'm about to tell a story real quick. When I tell you, it will sometimes be the most hell when that would happen. And those kids will go into custody. And then you could see, I'm just using the women right now. And you would see the women whose children's father showed up for them. And then we would have those kids whose parental side didn't show up. Paternal, not parental. Listen. Whose paternal side didn't show up. And those kids would go into foster care, sometimes foster to adopt, and then they would have to see their brothers and sisters who share a common parent go to virtual strangers. Now, see, that's why I ain't no social worker no more. Look how emotional I am about that. Anyway, pause. Let's get back to Martell. Now, Martell, I don't know if he's placating to his caseworker or what it is, but he said something profound. And I know we don't have to drag Martell, but let me just say this. He said something profound. He says, the things that are not healthy for me, I need to learn to let go. We all know that's arrogant, in my opinion. But to give him kudos, I would say he understood in the moment. And I'm going to have to say just that moment, because we see how everything has manifested since then, right? That interview. He hasn't made any movement. And this was just for the caseworker. You're not telling me anything. This was just for her to say, yes, client, and I'm writing my notes. Imagine. Client has come to some realizations. Client is making progress, and this goes to the judge, right? And that's what a narcissist can do. A narcissist can make anyone believe that they're making progress. That's how a lot of serial killers end up being able to talk themselves out of legal ramifications of what they have done. They use the judicial system They use, most of the time, they're Caucasian. Let's be real. They use their Caucasian privilege. And then they also use their ability, because most, serial killers are narcissists, and they use their ability to finesse. Now, I don't know what kind of therapist this is right here, okay? Because she asked him if he ever thought about praying. Now, this is where my nerves get bad about separating church and state. You're not supposed to incorporate your personal beliefs into a counseling session. I like this lady. She ain't no Dr. Francis, but you're not. Now, what you're supposed to do is ask first. You may not believe as I do. Be respectful. Because Martell could have been sitting up there being a Jew or a Muslim. And there she is telling him to pray. Well, I take that back, Prayer is done through all of these Abrahamic religions. Let me say if she was talking to me. How do you know you're not offending someone? Or how you know you're not a Buddhist or a Hindu? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful when you're in these type of positions on putting your personal beliefs off on somebody that you're counseling. Yeah, sidebar. By the way, my social work supervisor used to do it all the time. I know I probably told a story on here before about how she did those poor people who were foster parents. And she got mad. Literally got mad. Oh, they shouldn't be foster parents then. They were Muslim. Right? And, well, not the foster parents. I take that back. The foster parents were Christian. But the maternal parents were the bio parents. That's what I'm supposed to say. The bio parents were Muslim, and they used to put pennies on the children. That was some kind of ritual they had. But anyway, they used to put pennies on the children, but the pennies would be hot, and one of the children came to school burned from one of the pennies, and that's how the children ended up in custody. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, the Christian parents, foster parents, fed the children bacon. Now, mind you, these children are in DHS custody. They don't belong to either side at this point. However, the bio parents' rights have not been terminated. So they go to court, they get their children back, and they're dying and craving for pork. And then they find out that we allowed the foster parents, and now we didn't, but we didn't know what they were feeding them, and because we didn't, get them their diet, which was, I would say, that was DHS's fault. But anyway, the point is, we allowed them to, it happened that they allowed them to feed pork, and they had a lawsuit. They sued. Okay, so you, like I said, you have to be mindful of how you proceed in these type of professions. And dare I say, I think they won. I'm not sure. It's probably the case was still being held before I left, but they had grounds for a suit because they don't eat pork, and now you got 4 and 5-year-olds at the time addicted to bacon. And I understand that addiction. Once you get a horse of bacon, baby, I'm just saying. Now, did you see the twin Incredible hooks? Outside of the fact that Martell had on those loafers with no socks and high white breeches. I keep telling y'all, Melody, you gotta stop leaving Tank clothes with him. He squozen himself down into him like Letitia was squozen down off in that dress. So the real estate agent name was Kel Mitchell. Ironic. But fine. I love that mohawk on him. Sidebar. Not DUI Mo coming up here in Lambo. Where's that car you got the DUI in? That's what I want to know. See, Cameron, this was all before Marshmallow Cheese Puff caught the strays, ain't it? Oh, Martell, he's just a grand old guy. Look at Martell, he's doing it big. Look at this home. Martell is getting back on his feet. Hallelujah. Hey, baby, that's why Carlos King makes me sick. How are we gonna find out how they're resolving these things at the reunion? Did y'all see that awkward hug between Martell and Tight T Trish? This is all this was sure. Translation. This is the first time I've seen Martell since all this craziness happened. So after Trish and Ken arrive, you have Nell and Chris in that hair. Chris, I done tapped you on your damn hand one time about splitting your hair down on the sides. You did it again with that little puff ball in the middle. Don't do that no more. Next time, I'm going to have to pull out my belt. And out of everybody, they tell Nell not to drink too much. We all know why that can be. Nobody wants yelling Nell to come out. See all that counseling going out the window. There he is right there before the show is even over. I can see if I was initiated for this thing. And the reason why me and Marceau got into it, because Marceau and Tisha are not there. But I look at it like this way, right here. I mean, there would have been no argument had it not been for Marceau, halfway telling his truth. Because I'm never, ever the initiator when it comes to IB. And this is where Moon Pie decides to project Martell's words onto Melody as well and make them one and the same. Did y'all see that? Because, allegedly Mel doesn't take accountability either. Then, of course, Ken, like everybody else on the show, but Ken's nemesis is not the other M, Melody. His nemesis is the pink salmon, Mr. MAQUEZ. Now, MILLICHU'N'S calls him the pink salamander, which is what I decided to start calling him as well. Because naturally, MAQUEZ is a very handsome man. I did not get that from her. When I first saw him, I started calling him pink salmon, pink salamander, either one, because he looks like he wears pink, y'all. And I'm not outing him or thinking he's homosexual. I just think that he's the type of man that's confident wearing pink. There's nothing wrong with that. Sidebar, since Nell wears those awful wigs, do you think she's combing Chris's hair? Do you think she's literally parting his hair on the side? And this is how I used to do my baby's hair when they were babies. Baby. I used to part on the side. But where he just left the hair out right here, I used to take that little side part, one side part, and put it in a rubber band, and the other side part, put it in a rubber band, and then that big middle part that he had, I make one little puff at the top. That's a black mother's hairdo right there. Dream hairdo. Simple as pie. I'm just saying. Now, in the midst of it all, Martell gives some sense, right? So while Ken is talking, he said, hold up, buddy. Hold up. Because Ken is saying, I'm trying to make him be president. No, that's not your job. That's not your job to make MAQUEZ be president. And Martell lets him know that. Hey, buddy, how about you do this? How about you let that be between Ken and Trish? Even though he didn't take his own advice, because he lets that succubus come in between him and Melody's business all the time. But hey, Martell and Melody were married. This Negro has 0% stake in this relationship other than being her ex-partner and her partner. Other than that, no biological connection, no legal connection, just no. I don't want to dog the man out, but he's just not a man. So back in the house, we have the ladies, and the ladies are going to discuss, and Trish is going to tell them. Now, see, Trish is also projected, right? I'm going to get this off of me, right? My relationship with Motel Hotel and how we dug up under the sheets in that lady's house, allegedly. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to bring the person who actually set this whole thing into motion. My cousin. Puff Puff Part. Chris Fletcher. So, now, let's get caught up. And so, Trish said, are you talking about? She said, are you talking about the disasters? Now, if y'all know anything, y'all know how I talk about how I call Cliff over there on Bell Collector, Mr. Mama, and I say we need the subtitles. Over here. That lady in the green outfit, subtitles. And your son, he just did an awesome job. Dad, come on to the side, Dad. Leave them people alone, Dad. They ain't really studying you. MAQUEZ said he coming back to the show. They ain't gonna keep giving him bad edits. Side eye Carlo King. Still, we find out she hasn't filed for divorce. I saw somebody over there in MILLICHU'N's chat says that she's still getting benefits off of being married. And it's possible because my children's father, first baby mom number 1, they were married. So, yeah. Moving right along. So Neil said, wait a minute. You told me it was done. No. What I said was right. She said what I said was it was signed and notarized. So Kimmy, being a baby mama / side chick herself, said people make time for what they want to make time for. Baby, you ain't never been divorced. We find out that Jalen daddy was putting you through the same thing. You think I'm gonna let that go? Then Martell is putting Mel through. The good guy. So if your baby daddy ain't a good guy, then Martell ain't a good guy. See how that works? So here is Kimmy in somebody's business. Yeah. Not Kimmy. Not Kimmy saying if it's taking you 5 years to get a divorce, you don't want to. That's a reminder of being in somebody else's business, in my opinion. Ooh, Martell Hotel. You spoke a word. But were you talking about area? I'm just saying. This is what I want to know. Boy, I would look. Could he talk me out my G-Raw? Nah. I would love to have a counseling session with him. But, of course, I conduct the family meeting. He wouldn't be jumping over that table yelling in the middle of my presence. I mean, security! It'll stop. But that's neither here nor there. I ain't the social worker here. I should be. Because I bet you they wouldn't be going through all this they going through if I was the social worker. Because I would have been put in my recommendation for Millie to have full custody of those kids. The first time Malcolm Reynolds would have jumped at my baby on camera, filmed by the side chick. My conversation with Mel is still uneasy feelings, which I showed you did. So, with my conversation with Mel, me giving you the interpretation, I can understand why there'd be uneasy feelings. So she goes on to tell Nell that it was Chris. So Nell takes her little short stock ass out there and asks Chris, you need it? You need it inside the house. Because they say you were the one. Melody. My girl. after watching this episode with you and I in, by the way, how do you feel about seeing this conversation? Huh? Are you going to address that at the reunion? I want to know. Because I'm nosy. And see, this is what I don't like, too, is that Melody is not allowed to react to this foolishness. Because y'all want to say she want Martell back. No. These are reactions that she didn't get the chance to make during the marriage. Now y'all done brought this lady up on her show. So she has the right to react to these situations, in my opinion. Ooh, as Trish is telling this story. Well, you used to see Fletcher to the gym all the time. I did used to see Fletcher to the gym all the time. And he's like, hey, cuz, I know this girl is really working with you. Poking. And then Martell standing there, and I pretty much talk for myself, and I didn't say that he tried to introduce you, but let Trish keep telling the story. Let's get down to the root of lying tight teeth Trish. Trish said it was weird. Marshmallow Cheese Puff said that's why Mel needs to be here. No, she don't. She can't be around Martell. Shout out to So Gucci, who couldn't be around Miss Ass Selena. But y'all made that situation happen. I'm glad Mel is executive proof. You ain't gonna make me get in the room with that big head milk blood. So, Ken, you're not speaking up for her. You're not taking up for her, and you digging yourself in the bigger hole. And you're making yourself look like a damn fool. But anyway, he goes on to say, well, honey, go ahead and explain your situation. Explain to them how everything transpired. Oh, I'm saying it's just weird. Boy, she love that word weird, don't she? Now, when I couldn't stand Trish, couldn't stand her at first. But she had her interview with MILLICHU'Ns, and I did see, okay. Of course, there were inconsistencies, right? Because that's what she does. But I did get a better understanding into her psyche. This woman is totally afraid of getting into a more serious situation with Ken. We talked about that at the beginning of the thing, but then I went back to her having the interview with MILLICHU'Ns, and I remember her saying some things about how she was more so fearful of things going back to the way they were with MAQUEZ. Now, I don't know. I see their relationship on TV, Ken and her relationship. Ken is coming across a little bit controlling, and she is coming across a little bit standoffish, and that makes her seem a little unfriendly. But what made me like her, not the honesty about Martell, because that timeline still ain't timeline, because I do feel like she was with Ken and Martell was still married. But what made me sort of give her some grace and not just disliking her was her story about her parent and how MAQUEZ left her kind of in a world where she had to put things back together on her own without her spouse. And that's why she resent him a little bit, I think. So, cringe moment. Chris tells his version of events. Martell. Is there some fine women up there? Yeah, it's a lot of them. Matter of fact, the lady that's training me is fine. He called his own cousin fine. So Martell commences to ask, what's her name? And he says, I think her name is Trish. Now, I don't have as close a relationship with my second cousins as I do with my first, but I know their names. I'm just saying. And Chris looked at his wife and said, wife, I didn't go into detail. I didn't say she had this curve or that curve. Yeah, but still cuckoo a little bit. A little creepy looking at your cousin. You knew that even though you might have not known her name, you knew you were cousins. So Ken gets in a confession and they do the montage. What did I say he does? Well, he does the montage, but he don't do it. They do the montage and you see every lie coming together, right? You see Martell and Chris sitting up there acting like he didn't have anything to do with anything at the bowling alley. And then Martell said, oh yeah, well, I knew it through my brother. So as he's saying, a little bit more of the piece comes out every time. You don't see that, Ken, but you're going to find out. And you're going to realize that they were doing it while you were married. But it don't matter. I mean, while you were dating, because it don't matter, because you still messing around with a married woman, technically. So, potato. Well, this thing definitely rubbed me the wrong way, but we're going to definitely get to the bottom of it, says Ken. And the episode goes out. That's going to be my episode recap. Plus, at the beginning of this video, you get a bonus. What do you get at the beginning of this video? You get my analysis on MAQUEZ's interview with MILLICHUN'S. You get some of my analysis on TRICIA's interview with MILLICHUN'S. Then you get a little bit of, you get a sprinkle of everything in this video right here, right? You get the interviews, you get your clapbacks from Motel Hotel to TRICIA. So hey, come on in. It's good over here. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chuck them up the deuces. But before I do, please share the video. Why? Because sharing is scared. As I do when I close, I'm going to chuck them up.